Good afternoon, esteemed traders and investors. Today is Tuesday, November 11th. I present to your attention another market review for Forex. As always, I'm glad to be here with you today. Let's proceed to the news analysis. Today is Tuesday, with important news ahead. The important news starts from Wednesday, because I have already filtered the news by importance, and today there are none. Let's see what we can trade on the charts. Let's go. So, in front of you is the real MetaTrader 4 terminal showing the EUR/USD quotes, which are currently in an interesting bullish correction. And what's curious is that, according to yesterday's data, there's a platform left. But again, it's a rather strange situation. There was a kind of spike to 5 yesterday during the American session. In some places it happened, in others it didn't. But if you're a stop hunter and you believe in this platform, you can play for a decline. Your risks should not be higher than they were yesterday. By the way, yesterday this mooring break was held, and possibly, if there's a platform below, which not all brokers have, you could play for a decline into that zone. And possibly, the second target will be the long break zone, which you can see roughly here. The dollar pair is currently falling somewhat more actively than before. There was already a pretty decent short initiative on the fours, and there is nothing unusual about that at all. On the 15th, we have a very clear and distinct short break between the Asian and European sessions. I remind you that the instrument is currently testing the zone of one of the long breaks, meaning it's bouncing back and forth between breaks. Those who trade with a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio might try their luck with a long trade here if they feel comfortable with the current setup. The Australian dollar is also a particularly interesting instrument because there is currently enormous pressure on the support level, and in theory, it should decrease in value within the framework of a large three-wave ABC structure, which we've been forecasting with you for quite some time now according to this pattern. It makes sense to look at short positions with the goal of breaking through this entire trend line and moving down from the current lows by 1,000 or even 2,000 points. Looking for real trading advantages? Forex offers the lowest spreads and commissions. For major currency pairs, our conditions are more favorable, spreads are lower, and the commission is only $5 instead of $7. That's real savings for every trader. And now, let's get back to our market overview. The US dollar to Canadian dollar pair could well correct into the area of its short breakdown, so be prepared for that. As for the dollar yen continues to move upward by leaps and bounds. Let me remind you that it seems we have a weekly squeeze, which is a continuation of the long trend. As for oil, my friends, oil is behaving very strangely. It is holding a couple of long breakouts. Here is the first one below, and yesterday's is the second one. But so far, it's not showing a clear bullish trend. Let me remind you that there's a level above where we could shoot up significantly, so be careful. The instrument is basically in a kind of triangle. If it holds today's long breakout and yesterday's long breakout from the American session, then I'll finally see a breakout here according to this scenario. Bitcoin is declining. Let me remind you, the main idea here is of course the update to $100,000. We hit the first resistance level and immediately pulled back. The idea is still to make a solid move above $100,000 because we approached it, pierced it a bit, but I think not everyone was shaken out yet. So be very careful with longs until we break through $100,000. I also want to remind you that every Forex client automatically receives loss insurance. For every $1 of compensation, only $4 of your friend's investments are required. Just submit a request, and your losses will be recovered. Let's continue with the review. The US stock market, S&P 500, Nasdaq, everything is at almost historic highs. The Americans bought up a lot yesterday, so be attentive. Most likely, this happened partly due to a partial solution to the shutdown problem. Dollar franc went into a short correction, and here, as an option, it could end with a good test of the long breakout, from where you can pick up longs according to the scenario I showed yesterday. Next, for the crosses. Canadian franc is at the lows, at the yearly lows. Also, as a reminder, for dollar franc, the move is as high as possible. If we get good levels, you can buy. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar is in a range. I'm interested in selling above the yearly highs, but for now, I'm not touching it. With InstaForex, you can triple your profit. For every $4 of your friend's investments, you automatically get an extra $1 added to your profit with no extra conditions. New Zealand dollar franc is close to breaking the yearly lows. Here, you can set a grid of limit buy orders. New Zealand dollar has slightly paused its growth. For those who haven't sold, set a grid of limit sell orders from the current level and above with a step of 500. EUR franc has gone down, and let me remind you, it's breaking the structure I showed yesterday. Here, you can act according to this scenario. If there's good momentum, sell on the pullback and aim for a breakout of the 2024 lows. You can capture the instrument with this approach. Euro AUD is in a range. I'm interested in prices above the current level. Euro Canadian dollar is also moving sideways. Sell above the yearly highs with a step of 500. We also have a great offer. Fund your account and get a 30% tradable bonus. Trade with additional capital and expand your opportunities with InstaForex. USDRUB is in a range, don't touch it. And silver, my friends, has finally made it up to one of its short breakdowns and stopped. From the perspective of stop hunting, there's nothing interesting here. Even if the week closes like this, it's a sign of a bullish trend. Be careful. 2 pin bars have played out. Congratulations to those who participated on the weekly charts.